Welcome to History Before Bed, where we bring you calming historical stories perfect for bedtime. I started this channel because I struggled with insomnia, and while audiobooks helped, they were often too exciting to help me sleep. So I created these stories to be engaging enough to hold your attention, but soothing enough to lull you to sleep. If you enjoy our bedtime history tales, please like and subscribe before you drift off, so you never miss an episode. Now, get comfortable, relax, and let the gentle rhythms of history guide you to sleep.
Chapter 1: Ancient Origins of Dragon Myths. The legends of dragons stretch back into the mists of time, their tales interwoven with the earliest memories of human civilization. As ancient societies began to record their stories, dragons emerged as some of the most captivating and enduring mythological creatures. These formidable beasts, with their serpentine forms and supernatural abilities, transcended geographic and cultural boundaries, appearing in the mythologies of Mesopotamia, China, and Egypt. Each of these ancient civilizations crafted unique narratives around dragons, imbuing them with symbolic meanings that continue to resonate through the ages. In the fertile lands between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers, the cradle of Mesopotamian civilization gave rise to some of the earliest known dragon myths. Among these stories is the tale of Tiamat, a primordial sea dragon from the Babylonian creation myth, the Enuma Elish. Tiamat, often depicted as a fearsome sea serpent, represented the chaos of the untamed oceans. According to the myth, Tiamat waged a cataclysmic battle against the god Marduk, who ultimately defeated her and used her body to form the heavens and the earth. Tiamat embodied the chaotic forces of nature that had to be subdued to create order, illustrating the dual nature of dragons as both destroyers and creators. Meanwhile, in the Far East, dragons held a revered place in Chinese mythology. Unlike their Western counterparts, Chinese dragons were not mere monsters to be slain. Instead, they were considered wise and benevolent creatures associated with power and prosperity. The Chinese dragon, or Long, was believed to be a celestial being that controlled water and weather, thus ensuring the fertility of the land. Dragons were symbols of imperial authority, with the emperor often referred to as the son of the dragon. The dragon's image was emblazoned on the emperor's robes, and its likeness appeared on buildings and artifacts, signifying the ruler's divine right to govern. In China, dragons epitomized wisdom, strength, and good fortune, symbolizing the harmonious balance between humanity and the natural world. In the sun-drenched lands of ancient Egypt, dragons were woven into the rich tapestry of mythology, representing both chaos and protection. The serpent-like dragon known as Apep, or Apophis, was the embodiment of chaos and evil. Each night, Apep attempted to devour the sun god Ra as he journeyed through the underworld, threatening to plunge the world into eternal darkness. However, the gods of Egypt, led by Ra, fought valiantly to repel Apep, ensuring the daily rise of the sun. In contrast to Apep, the Egyptian goddess Wadjet, often depicted as a cobra or winged serpent, served as a protective deity. As the patron goddess of Lower Egypt, Wadjet was believed to guard the pharaohs and the land, showcasing the dual role of dragons as both protectors and adversaries. The symbolic meanings of dragons varied across cultures, yet certain themes emerged consistently. Dragons were often seen as forces of nature, embodying the untamed power of the earth, sea, and sky. They could be agents of chaos, as seen in the tales of Tiamat and Apep, or symbols of wisdom and benevolence, as exemplified by the Chinese Long. This duality reflected humanity's complex relationship with the natural world, where dragons were revered and feared as harbingers of both destruction and renewal. Archaeological discoveries have provided intriguing clues into the origins of these dragon myths. Fossils of large prehistoric creatures, such as the bones of dinosaurs, may have inspired ancient peoples to imagine the existence of dragons. The discovery of these enormous bones could have sparked the imagination of early humans, leading to the creation of stories about gigantic serpentine beasts. In China, where the first dinosaur fossils were uncovered centuries ago, these bones were often referred to as dragon bones and were used in traditional medicine, further cementing the association between dragons and ancient lore. Additionally, the natural world itself may have influenced dragon myths. The sight of a snake gliding through the water, the crack of lightning across the sky, or the roar of a mighty river could have evoked images of powerful dragon-like creatures. These natural phenomena, coupled with the awe and fear they inspired, likely contributed to the development of dragon myths as a way to explain and personify the forces of nature. As these myths evolved over millennia, dragons remained a potent symbol in human culture. From their ancient origins in Mesopotamia, China, and Egypt, they have captivated the imagination and fueled the dreams of countless generations. These mythical creatures, whether seen as embodiments of chaos or symbols of wisdom, continue to inspire stories that explore the mysteries of the natural world and the depths of human imagination. Chapter 2: Dragons in European Folklore. As the centuries rolled on, the shadow of the dragon loomed large across the landscape of European folklore. These mighty beasts, woven into the fabric of medieval legends and myths, captured the imaginations of the people and left an indelible mark on the cultural consciousness. Dragons in European folklore were often depicted as fearsome creatures, guardians of great treasures, or embodiments of evil, drawing from a deep well of mythological traditions that included Christian symbolism, Norse mythology, and tales of heroic dragon slayers. In medieval Europe, dragons were frequently portrayed as malevolent forces, representing chaos and destruction. This characterization was heavily influenced by Christian symbolism, where the dragon was equated with Satan, embodying sin and the eternal struggle between good and evil. Medieval art often depicted dragons as terrifying serpents, vanquished by saints and heroes, reinforcing the narrative of divine triumph over wickedness. Illuminated manuscripts and church frescoes illustrated the epic battles between saints and dragons, serving as allegorical lessons in faith and virtue. One of the most famous legends of dragon slaying in Christian lore is the tale of Saint George and the dragon. According to the story, a fearsome dragon terrorized the town of Silene, devouring its livestock and demanding human sacrifices to appease its hunger. The townspeople lived in fear until St. George, a Roman soldier, arrived and offered to slay the beast. Armed with his faith and a spear, George confronted the dragon, defeating it in a heroic battle. This tale became a symbol of Christian valor and perseverance, with St. George celebrated as a martyr and the dragon as a representation of paganism and evil. In the northern reaches of Europe, Norse mythology offered a different perspective on dragons. Known as worms, these creatures were often depicted as powerful and cunning, with a complex role in the cosmic order. One of the most notable dragons in Norse mythology is Jörmungandr, the Midgard serpent, who encircles the world and battles the thunder god Thor during Ragnarok, the apocalyptic end of the world. Another famous dragon is Fafnir, a dwarf transformed into a dragon by his greed. The hero Sigurd, known as Siegfried in Germanic legend, slays Fafnir and bathes in his blood, becoming invulnerable except for a small spot on his back. These Norse myths and legends deeply influenced the European perception of dragons, painting them as both formidable adversaries and guardians of hidden knowledge. Dragons were seen as keepers of secrets and treasures, representing the challenges and rewards of embarking on a quest. The idea of the dragon as a treasure hoarder became a common theme in European folklore, with heroes venturing forth to slay the beast and claim its riches. The tales of dragons and dragon slayers also played a significant role in shaping the chivalric ideals of medieval Europe. Knights and warriors were often depicted as brave heroes who defended the realm from monstrous dragons, reinforcing the values of courage, honor, and the triumph of good over evil. These legends were immortalized in epic poems and songs, passed down through generations, and served as a source of inspiration for aspiring knights. As European folklore evolved, dragons continued to capture the imagination of storytellers and artists. The Western perception of dragons, shaped by centuries of myth and legend, portrayed them as formidable adversaries to be conquered. This image persisted into the modern era, influencing literature, art, and popular culture. Dragons became a symbol of the hero's journey, representing the ultimate challenge that must be overcome to achieve greatness. The tales of European dragons and their slayers, interwoven with Christian symbolism and Norse mythology, created a rich tapestry of lore that has endured through the ages. These myths continue to inspire and fascinate, reflecting the enduring power of dragons as symbols of the unknown and the timeless battle between light and darkness. Chapter 3: Eastern Dragons, Guardians and Symbols of Power. In the ancient civilizations of the East, dragons emerged as revered symbols of power, strength, and good fortune, contrasting sharply with their Western counterparts, which were often seen as malevolent creatures. The dragon's role in Eastern cultures reflects a worldview that embraces harmony with nature and reveres the dragon as a guardian and benefactor, rather than a beast to be vanquished. The myths and legends of China, Japan, and Korea illustrate the unique characteristics and cultural significance of dragons in the East, where they continue to inspire awe and reverence. The Chinese dragon, or long, is one of the most iconic and enduring symbols of Chinese culture. Unlike Western dragons, which are often depicted as fire-breathing creatures with bat-like wings, Chinese dragons are portrayed as serpent-like beings with long, sinuous bodies, antler-like horns, and the ability to soar through the skies without wings. These dragons are considered celestial beings associated with water and weather, embodying the life-giving forces of rain and rivers that ensure the fertility of the land. As such, they are viewed as symbols of power, strength, and good fortune, deeply embedded in the Chinese cultural psyche. In Chinese mythology, dragons are seen as benevolent creatures that bring prosperity and protection. They are often depicted in art and folklore as wise and noble beings who aid humanity. The Emperor of China was traditionally considered the son of the dragon, and the dragon symbolized imperial authority and divine right to rule. The dragon's image adorned the emperor's robes, and its likeness was prominently featured in palaces and temples, signifying the ruler's connection to the heavens. During festivals such as the Chinese New Year, dragon dances are performed to bring good luck and drive away evil spirits, highlighting the dragon's role as a guardian and protector. Japanese dragon myths also reflect the creature's benevolent nature, though with distinct cultural nuances. In Japan, dragons are known as ryu and share similarities with their Chinese counterparts in their serpentine appearance and association with water. Japanese dragons are often depicted as wise beings residing in bodies of water, such as rivers, lakes, and seas, where they are believed to control rainfall and protect the land from floods. These dragons are seen as guardians of knowledge and treasures, and their myths often involve themes of transformation and rebirth. One of the most famous dragon stories in Japan is that of Ryujin, the Dragon King of the Sea. Ryujin is believed to have lived in a magnificent palace beneath the ocean and possessed a magical jewel that controlled the tides. The legend tells of Ryujin's interactions with humans, often involving tests of character or gifts of wisdom. The dragon's palace, Ryugu-jo, is a mythical place often depicted in Japanese art and literature, symbolizing the hidden depths of the sea and the mysteries it holds. In Korea, dragons, or yong, also hold a revered place in mythology and culture. Korean dragons share similarities with Chinese and Japanese dragons in their serpentine forms and connection to water. However, Korean dragons are often depicted with longer beards and more pronounced facial features. They are seen as benevolent guardians who bring rain and protect the land, similar to the dragons of neighboring cultures. Korean dragon myths often involve tales of transformation, where dragons ascend to the heavens, becoming celestial beings that watch over humanity. Eastern dragons differ significantly from their Western counterparts in both appearance and behavior. While Western dragons are often portrayed as fearsome, fire-breathing beasts with wings and claws, Eastern dragons are typically depicted as graceful, wingless serpents with flowing manes and antler-like horns. Their association with water and the heavens underscores their role as symbols of harmony, balance, and the cyclical nature of life. In Eastern art, dragons are a prominent motif, appearing in paintings, sculptures, and textiles. Their graceful forms and dynamic movements are captured in intricate detail, reflecting the dragon's revered status as a symbol of power and wisdom. Eastern festivals often feature dragon-themed performances and decorations, celebrating the creature's role as a guardian and bringer of good fortune. The differences between Eastern and Western dragons highlight the contrasting worldviews and cultural values of these regions. In the East, dragons embody the harmonious relationship between humanity and nature, serving as protectors and symbols of prosperity. Their legends and myths continue to inspire awe and reverence, reminding us of the enduring power of these mythical creatures in shaping our understanding of the world. Chapter 4. The influence of dragons in literature and art. Dragons have captivated the human imagination for millennia, evolving from mythological creatures into complex symbols within literature and art. These magnificent beasts, with their myriad forms and meanings, have transcended cultural boundaries, leaving their mark on classical literature, medieval epics, Renaissance allegories, and beyond. From the ancient works of Homer and Virgil to the medieval tales of heroic knights, dragons have served as powerful symbols and narrative devices, reflecting the changing values and aspirations of society. In classical literature, dragons were often portrayed as formidable adversaries, challenging heroes on their quests. In Homer's Iliad, the hero Achilles is compared to a dragon in his fury during battle, illustrating the beast's associations with strength and ferocity. While not featuring dragons directly, the Homeric epics laid the foundation for later dragon tales by emphasizing the struggle between humans and formidable foes. Similarly, in Virgil's Aeneid, the imagery of dragons is used to evoke terror and awe, symbolizing the destructive power that heroes must overcome. Medieval literature saw the emergence of dragons as central figures in epic narratives. In the Old English poem Beowulf, the titular hero faces a fearsome dragon in his final battle, a creature that guards a hoard of treasure and wreaks havoc on the kingdom. The dragon in Beowulf embodies the themes of greed and destruction, serving as a reminder of the impermanence of human achievements. Beowulf's struggle against the dragon symbolizes the eternal fight between good and evil, courage and cowardice, and life and death. Another seminal work of medieval literature, Edmund Spenser's The Faerie Queene, features the Red Cross Knights' battle against the dragon Error. In this allegorical epic, the dragon represents falsehood and deception, with its defeat signifying the triumph of truth and virtue. Spenser's use of the dragon as a symbolic representation of moral and spiritual challenges reflects the medieval fascination with allegory and the didactic potential of literature. Throughout history, dragons have also been a prominent subject in art, depicted in diverse forms that reflect their evolving symbolism. In ancient Greek and Roman art, dragons were often portrayed as monstrous serpents, embodying chaos and danger. Medieval European art frequently depicted dragons as winged beasts in religious contexts, symbolizing Satan or sin in illuminated manuscripts and church carvings. These artistic depictions reinforce the narrative of the dragon as an adversary to be conquered by saints and heroes. In Eastern art, dragons were celebrated for their benevolent qualities. Chinese and Japanese artists depicted dragons in paintings and sculptures as majestic and graceful beings, representing power and protection. These artistic traditions emphasize the harmonious relationship between dragons and humans, highlighting their role as guardians of the natural world. As dragons transitioned from mythological creatures to literary symbols, their depiction in art and literature evolved. During the Renaissance, dragons began to take on more complex allegorical meanings. Writers and artists of the period used dragons to explore themes of human ambition, hubris, and the pursuit of knowledge. Dragons became symbols of the unknown, representing the challenges and risks associated with intellectual and scientific exploration. In Enlightenment literature, dragons were often used as allegories for political and social issues. Writers employed the dragon motif to critique tyranny, ignorance, and the abuse of power. Jonathan Swift's A Modest Proposal and Voltaire's Candide exemplify how the dragon symbol was adapted to comment on contemporary issues, using satire and allegory to convey complex messages. The influence of dragons in literature and art is a testament to their enduring power as symbols and narrative devices. From ancient epics to modern allegories, dragons have evolved to reflect the values, fears, and aspirations of the societies that created them. Their transformation from mythological creatures into literary symbols illustrates the dynamic nature of storytelling and the human capacity to imbue mythical beings with ever-changing significance. Chapter 5: Modern Fantasy and the Revival of Dragon Lore. In the 20th century, dragons experienced a renaissance in popular culture, largely due to their prominent roles in modern fantasy literature. These mythical creatures, deeply rooted in ancient myths and legends, have been reimagined by authors to reflect contemporary themes and sensibilities. Dragons in modern fantasy are more than mere monsters or adversaries. They have evolved into complex symbols representing greed, wisdom, power, and the duality of good and evil. J.R.R. Tolkien's The Hobbit, published in 1937, marked a significant turning point in the portrayal of dragons in literature. In this seminal work, the dragon Smaug looms as a central figure, embodying the archetype of the greedy, treasure-hoarding dragon. Smaug is not merely a mindless beast, but a cunning and intelligent adversary whose vast hoard of gold and jewels lies hidden beneath the lonely mountain. His greed and arrogance make him a formidable antagonist, and his presence infuses the story with tension and intrigue. Tolkien's depiction of Smaug draws on traditional dragon lore, particularly the themes of greed and treasure hoarding found in earlier works like Beowulf. However, Tolkien also imbues Smaug with a distinct personality, elevating him from a mere obstacle to a character of depth and complexity. The dragon's eloquent speech and perceptive nature make him a memorable and captivating figure, leaving a lasting impact on readers and setting the stage for the modern fantasy genre. Following Tolkien, C.S. Lewis and Ursula K. Le Guin also contributed to the revival and reinterpretation of dragon lore in their respective works. In Lewis's The Chronicles of Narnia, dragons appear as both threats and transformative figures. In The Voyage of the Dawn Treader, a central character, Eustace Scrubb, is transformed into a dragon as a consequence of his greed and selfishness. This transformation serves as a narrative device that allows Eustace to gain insight into his own flaws and ultimately leads to his redemption. Lewis uses the dragon motif to explore themes of personal growth and the transformative power of empathy and humility. Ursula K. Le Guin's Earthsea series presents dragons as enigmatic and powerful beings with their own language and culture. In contrast to the Western tradition of dragons as adversaries, Le Guin's dragons are neither inherently good nor evil. They exist beyond human morality. The dragons of Earthsea embody ancient wisdom and knowledge, and their interactions with humans often involve themes of balance and the limits of human understanding. Le Guin's nuanced portrayal of dragons challenges readers to consider the complexities of power and the nature of true wisdom. In contemporary fantasy literature, authors have continued to reinterpret traditional dragon myths, drawing on a rich tapestry of cultural influences. Writers such as Anne McCaffrey, Naomi Novik, and George R.R. Martin have expanded the boundaries of dragon lore, offering fresh perspectives and new dimensions to these mythical creatures. Anne McCaffrey's Dragon Riders of Pern series reimagines dragons as genetically engineered creatures bonded with humans, exploring themes of partnership and symbiosis. In Naomi Novik's Temeraire series, dragons are intelligent, sentient beings who play crucial roles in an alternate history of the Napoleonic Wars. George R.R. Martin's A Song of Ice and Fire series features dragons as symbols of power and legacy, reflecting the shifting dynamics of political intrigue and warfare. In modern fantasy, dragons continue to serve as potent symbols of greed, wisdom, and power. They represent the allure and danger of wealth, the pursuit of knowledge, and the balance of authority and responsibility. Dragons often challenge protagonists to confront their deepest fears and desires, acting as catalysts for personal growth and transformation. The enduring appeal of dragons in fantasy literature lies in their ability to embody both the familiar and the extraordinary. They are creatures of legend that resonate with ancient myths while reflecting contemporary concerns and aspirations. Through their stories, dragons invite readers to explore the complexities of human nature and the timeless struggle between good and evil. Chapter 6: George R.R. Martin's Dragons in A Song of Ice and Fire. In George R.R. Martin's epic fantasy series A Song of Ice and Fire, dragons play a pivotal role in the rich tapestry of political intrigue, power struggles, and epic battles that define the world of Westeros. The series breathes new life into these mythical creatures, intertwining them with the fate of House Targaryen and the complex dynamics of the Seven Kingdoms. Martin draws from historical and mythical sources to craft dragons that are both terrifying and awe-inspiring, embodying themes of power, destruction, and legacy. The dragons in Martin's series are majestic and fearsome creatures, echoing the grandeur and terror of dragons in myth and legend. Initially thought to be extinct, dragons are reintroduced into the world through Daenerys Targaryen, one of the series' central characters. The hatching of her 3 dragon eggs marks a significant turning point in the narrative, reigniting the legend of House Targaryen and altering the balance of power in Westeros. Martin's dragons are living weapons, capable of unparalleled destruction. They possess an intelligence that sets them apart from mere beasts, forming a deep and symbiotic bond with their rider. This connection allows Daenerys to wield their power as she seeks to reclaim the Iron Throne, making dragons a formidable force in the political landscape of the series. House Targaryen's legacy is inextricably linked to dragons, with their motto, Fire and Blood, symbolizing the destructive and unifying power of these creatures. The Targaryens, originally from the ancient Valyrian freehold, were one of the few Dragonlord families to survive the doom of Valyria. They established their rule over Westeros with the help of their dragons, forging a dynasty that lasted for nearly 3 centuries. Dragons were the ultimate symbol of Targaryen authority, enabling them to conquer and unite the Seven Kingdoms. The fearsome power of dragons ensured their dominance, with the image of a dragon emblematic of their right to rule. However, the loss of dragons over time weakened the Targaryen hold on the throne, leading to political instability and civil war. Martin's dragons draw inspiration from a variety of historical and mythical sources, blending elements from different cultures to create creatures that resonate with readers. The idea of dragon riders and the bond between dragon and rider is reminiscent of the Dragon Riders of Pern from Anne McCaffrey's series, while the destructive power and majesty of Martin's dragons echo the ancient myths of dragons as symbols of chaos and creation. The Targaryens themselves share similarities with historical dynasties, such as the Ptolemies of Egypt, who were known for their intermarriages and divine claims to power. The fall of the Valyrian freehold and the subsequent rise of House Targaryen parallels the collapse of ancient empires and the emergence of new powers in history. In the volatile political landscape of Westeros, dragons represent both a weapon and a symbol of legitimacy. The presence of dragons changes the dynamics of power, with factions seeking to align themselves with Daenerys to gain access to her dragon's might. Dragons serve as a deterrent against rebellion and are a strategic advantage in warfare, capable of laying waste to armies and fortifications. However, the power of dragons also comes with inherent risks. Their presence fuels fear and jealousy among rivals, leading to alliances and betrayals. The series explores the consequences of wielding such immense power, highlighting the precarious nature of control and the potential for destruction. Dragons in A Song of Ice and Fire are potent symbols of power, capable of both creation and destruction. They embody the duality of Targaryen rule, where fire can be a source of life and renewal or a tool of devastation. The series examines the ethical implications of using such power, questioning whether the ends justify the means. The dragon's connection to Daenerys underscores themes of identity and destiny as she grapples with the responsibilities and burdens of her lineage. Her journey reflects the struggle to balance the desire for justice and retribution with the need for mercy and restraint. In Martin's world, dragons are more than mythical beasts. They are catalysts for change, driving the narrative forward and challenging characters to confront their ambitions and fears. Through the lens of these magnificent creatures, A Song of Ice and Fire explores the timeless themes of power, legacy, and the human capacity for both greatness and ruin. Chapter 7: Scientific Theories and the Quest for Real Dragons. The allure of dragons has captivated humanity for centuries, inspiring myths and legends across cultures. But beyond the realm of fantasy and folklore, the quest to understand the origins of dragon myths has led to scientific exploration and speculation. Through the lens of paleontology, cryptozoology, and psychology, dragons offer a fascinating glimpse into humanity's perpetual curiosity about the unknown. One of the prevailing theories about the origins of dragon myths is the discovery of large dinosaur fossils. Ancient peoples, encountering the massive bones of creatures long extinct, may have interpreted them as evidence of dragons. The sheer size and scale of these fossils could easily inspire tales of gigantic, fearsome beasts. In China, for example, the discovery of dinosaur bones often led to the belief in dragon bones, used in traditional medicine for their purported health benefits. The convergence of different cultural depictions of dragons also suggests a shared human inclination to create stories about large, serpentine creatures. Across various ancient civilizations, from the Mesopotamian Tiamat to the Chinese Long, dragons appear as formidable forces, often linked with natural phenomena like storms, floods, and earthquakes. This connection to natural events may reflect early human attempts to explain and personify the power and unpredictability of nature. Fossils played a crucial role in shaping dragon legends. The bones of dinosaurs, mammoths, and other prehistoric animals, when unearthed, offered tangible proof to early humans of creatures beyond their understanding. For example, in the 4th century BC, the Greek historian Herodotus described gigantic remains discovered near the Euphrates River, which he interpreted as evidence of winged serpents. Similarly, in medieval Europe, the discovery of large bones often led to tales of dragon slayers and monstrous serpents. These legends were not only inspired by fossil evidence, but also fueled by cultural and religious narratives, which often depicted dragons as embodiments of chaos and evil to be conquered by saints and heroes. Cryptozoology, the study of hidden or unknown animals, seeks to uncover evidence of creatures whose existence remains unproven by science, including dragons. While mainstream science largely dismisses cryptozoology as pseudoscience, the field reflects a human fascination with discovering the unknown and the possibility that mythical creatures might have a basis in reality. Throughout history, various reports and sightings of dragon-like creatures have spurred interest and speculation. In the jungles of Africa, the myth of the Congamado, a pterosaur-like creature, persists, while in the rainforests of South America, tales of giant serpents fuel stories of dragons in the wilderness. While these stories are often dismissed as folklore or misidentifications, they underscore the enduring desire to uncover the truth behind legends. Dragons symbolize the unknown, embodying humanity's fascination with the mysteries of the world. As mythical creatures that straddle the line between reality and fantasy, dragons represent both the fear and allure of what lies beyond the boundaries of human knowledge. In this sense, dragons serve as a metaphor for the challenges and discoveries inherent in scientific exploration. The quest to understand dragons parallels the broader human endeavor to explore the natural world and push the boundaries of what is known. Just as dragons in myth guard hidden treasures, the pursuit of scientific knowledge often involves venturing into uncharted territories and confronting the unknown. The psychological impact of dragon myths on the human imagination is profound. Dragons, with their awe-inspiring power and mystery, evoke deep-seated emotions and archetypal themes. They are often seen as manifestations of the human psyche, representing both the fear of destruction and the potential for transformation. In Carl Jung's theory of archetypes, dragons can be viewed as symbols of the shadow, embodying the darker aspects of the unconscious mind. Confronting a dragon in myth or story often symbolizes the hero's journey of self-discovery and the integration of these hidden aspects. Dragons challenge heroes to overcome their fears, navigate the unknown, and emerge transformed. The enduring fascination with dragons in myths and legends speaks to a fundamental human need to understand and engage with the mysteries of the world. As both creatures of imagination and symbols of the unknown, dragons continue to captivate our curiosity and inspire our quest for knowledge. Chapter 8. Dragons Today: Legacy and Cultural Impact. The legacy of dragons has endured for millennia, with their mythic presence remaining a powerful force in contemporary culture. Dragons continue to captivate the human imagination, evolving alongside technological and societal changes while retaining their allure and symbolic significance. Through modern films, games, and media, dragons have found new life as symbols of power, mystery, and the unknown, captivating audiences around the world. In popular culture, dragons have transcended their mythological origins to become iconic figures across various media. Their depiction has shifted from fearsome beasts to complex characters with diverse roles, reflecting changes in societal attitudes and creative expression. The image of the dragon, majestic, terrifying, and wise, remains a versatile symbol in storytelling, representing themes such as the battle between good and evil, the quest for knowledge, and the journey of self-discovery. In modern films, dragons have been portrayed in numerous forms, from the fierce Smaug in The Hobbit to the majestic yet endearing Toothless in How to Train Your Dragon. These films explore the multifaceted nature of dragons, offering audiences a range of interpretations that appeal to both children and adults. The popularity of dragon-centric films highlights the enduring appeal of these mythical creatures and their ability to embody a wide range of emotions and themes. Video games have also embraced dragons, offering interactive experiences that allow players to engage with these mythical creatures in dynamic ways. Games like The Elder Scrolls FUF, Skyrim, and Dragon Age feature dragons as both adversaries and allies, challenging players to confront their fears and harness the power of dragons. These games often draw on traditional dragon myths while infusing them with new elements, creating rich and immersive worlds where dragons play a central role. In literature, dragons continue to be a source of inspiration for authors. Novels like Aragon by Christopher Paolini and The Priory of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon explore complex relationships between humans and dragons, delving into themes of friendship, loyalty, and the balance of power. These stories reflect the evolving nature of dragon mythology, demonstrating how contemporary authors reinterpret traditional narratives to explore modern themes. In contemporary society, dragons hold significant cultural meaning, often serving as symbols of strength, protection, and wisdom. In East Asian cultures, dragons are celebrated as auspicious creatures that bring prosperity and good fortune. Festivals such as the Chinese New Year prominently feature dragon dances, showcasing the dragon's role as a symbol of cultural identity and heritage. Dragons also serve as powerful symbols in various social and political contexts. They can represent resistance and empowerment, as seen in the use of dragon imagery in environmental and social justice movements. The dragon's ability to evoke a sense of awe and wonder makes it a compelling symbol for causes that seek to inspire change and transformation. Dragons continue to captivate the human imagination because they embody both the familiar and the extraordinary. They are creatures of myth that evoke the mysteries of the unknown while also reflecting the complexities of the human experience. The dragon's dual nature, fearsome yet wise, destructive yet protective, resonates with audiences, inviting them to explore themes of power, transformation, and the balance between light and dark. The versatility of dragons as symbols allows them to adapt to changing cultural landscapes, ensuring their continued relevance in modern storytelling. Whether as fearsome adversaries or benevolent guides, dragons offer endless possibilities for exploring the depths of the human psyche and the mysteries of the natural world. As the world continues to change rapidly, the future of dragon myths remains bright. Advances in technology, such as virtual reality and augmented reality, offer new opportunities for reimagining dragons in immersive and interactive ways. These technologies allow creators to push the boundaries of storytelling, offering audiences novel experiences that engage the senses and the imagination. Moreover, as society becomes increasingly interconnected, the exchange of cultural narratives will likely lead to new interpretations and adaptations of dragon myths. This cross-cultural exchange enriches the global tapestry of dragon lore, ensuring that these mythical creatures continue to inspire and captivate future generations. The enduring legacy of dragons is a testament to their power as symbols and their ability to transcend cultural and temporal boundaries. As both creatures of imagination and reflections of the human experience, dragons will undoubtedly continue to inspire wonder and curiosity, inviting us to explore the mysteries of the world and our place within it.
Thank you for joining me tonight on History Before Bed. I hope you found our journey through the past both intriguing and restful. If you enjoyed tonight's story, please like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments what story you'd like to hear next. Sweet dreams, and I'll see you in the next episode. Good night.